Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is currently Sunday, January 15th, 2012, and this is Day 9 Daily number 400. Woohoo! Yeah! Bam! Many moons ago, I began the daily on October 2nd, 2009. We are right about to start the third year that it can possibly be in, 2012, so I'm excited. All's good. Today we're not going to be talking about StarCraft. We're going to be doing a special topic about eliminating assumptions. In fact, it is so special that I made a PowerPoint about this topic. Yeah! Specifically, this will not deal directly with StarCraft 2, just sort of competitive mindsets in general, and the curse that is assumptions and assuming things and how they can poison and pollute us. And our goal at the end is to hopefully have a nice thought process so that way we can eliminate those damn assumptions and just continue with our quest to be awesome. So let's go ahead and hop right into it. You'll notice there are 70 slides, and one of them is a blank slide that I added in about 45 seconds ago, and I'm sure you can think of the reason why. Excellent. We're going to play a game. Let's hop into this. Yeah, I'm going to play a game called 30 Circles. I'm sure some of you have heard of or seen this game. The first place I saw it when I was in that interactive media program, and my professor, Mark Bolas, he used to do these little mini lectures. This was one of his mini lectures that I liked quite a lot, and I wanted to share with you. It's called 30 Circles. You'll need a piece of paper and some sort of writing utensil. Perhaps you can have, I don't know, a pen, a pencil, a paintbrush, whatever makes you happiest. You do not have to have lined paper. You just need the basics, pencil and paper. Go ahead and get that. You're noticing I'm taking a very long time to explain what pencil and paper is because, damn it, I want you to get one, and I'm buying you time. So, over here, we are going to now begin step one, which is to draw 30 circles on our piece of paper, like this, in a 5x6 grid. And in case you might struggle with this, I'm going to do it with you. 1, 2, this pen's low on ink. Let me get this one out. Is this a good one? That one's out of ink as well. I'm going to go back to the original pen. This would certainly be the biggest boner kill ever if I could not draw. Look at this. I've drawn 6 circles across. Just rolling. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make 5 circles underneath that. All right, cool. Everyone, play along right now. I see people typing in chat. They may indeed be the fastest drawers of all time. Or they saw the daily where I talked about this a little bit as well. But still, I want you to draw your circles. Because this is the 400th daily, and it's special, damn it. All right, I have 26 of them. 27, 8, 9, 30. Bam! Look at me. I'm awesome. Filled up that whole page. Cool. Now, I don't know what to do next, but fortunately, I have slides. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, I'm going to draw some things in these circles. I should be drawing right now. Watch me go. Well, I'm me, so let's go ahead and begin with that. I'm going to fill in these circles. In my first circle, I'm going to draw a happy face. He's a little bit devious, though, so he has these angry eyes in them. I'm going to, hey, look, the Zerg logo is somewhat circular. Let's go ahead and draw the Zerg logo in there. Yeah. Oh, this is really impressive. Yeah, I got the Zerg logo. Cool. You can't even tell the difference. Unbelievable. And I think in my third circle, I'm going to draw a baseball. Draw a baseball. Yeah, and because there's lace on a baseball, and because I'm an amazing artist, look at that. I filled in the third one with a baseball. So what I'm going to ask you to do is not anything yet. Put your pencil down. Don't do anything yet. Put it down. Put the pencil down. Don't draw. If you have drawn, very, very bad. Stop for now. Excellent. No cheating. All right. What we want to do next is when I tell you to, you are going to begin drawing. You must fill in each circle. The restriction is that each circle must be different. You cannot draw 30 happy faces. Oh no. I'm going to go ahead and get my stopwatch started. Cool. And what I want you to do, your goal is to draw as many as you can in 60 seconds. The only restriction is that there is no cheating. You may not cheat and draw for 61 seconds. All right, get ready. Get ready. I'm going to time you. Here we go. Ready, set, go. All right, cool. Now you should be scribbling in your circles, as many as you possibly can. They all have to be different. You have to be different. because I'm awesome, and 10 seconds have gone by, I guess my goal would be to distract you or to talk about various things. I'm pretty excited about my hairdo today. I recently bathed. Quite excited about the bathing process. It's one of those days where I just kind of needed to take 2 showers. You know what I mean? You don't always have to do this. I personally firmly believe you should always take at least one. 30 seconds have passed. Excellent. There's a lot of circular things that people are doing. They're doing, I'd imagine, maybe round things like panda bears' heads. You could draw a panda bear head. That's cool. Maybe if you're like me and you played Frisbee, Ultimate Frisbee, of course, you could do that sort of thing. Let's see what else is going on. We have, 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop what you're doing. Stop everything you're doing. Look, I actually kind of mistimed it, 59.9. No big deal. Pretty much nailed it as close as I could. And type in the chat how many circles you filled in. Ordinarily, when I do this presentation, it's in front of people, in front of warm bodies, where I say it, and there's not a 4 to 5 second delay. It looks like 12, 15 are things that I see right now. I'm going to wait for those numbers. 8, 14, 10, 19. Wow, this is way better than a lecture hall because people are timid and the chat is just streaming up. Some people are saying 60. That's also not possible. That's quite hard to do. We're getting fractional numbers, which I guess makes sense. I'm seeing a lot of them that are between, it looks like 7 and 20. That's around where I'm seeing it. Now, I want everyone to stop typing numbers in the chat. This is one of my favorite moments when Mark Bolas originally did this with me. Actually, with our class. It wasn't for me. It was not me alone. I'm not nearly that special. He asked me the following question. He said, okay, how many of you had under 30? And then he said, why the hell did you have less than 30? Every single one of you should have been able to fill all of those 30 in. For instance, why didn't you write the numbers 1 to 15 in the circles and just say these are the pool balls? For instance, how many of you stole the ones that I did? Why didn't you draw a happy face? Or for instance, why did I draw details in the happy face? Why did I draw these eyebrows? I don't need to make it an accurate looking happy face. I can draw one dot and say it is a happy face with one eye closed and no mouth. It doesn't need to be detailed. It doesn't need to be special in any way. I didn't even say that it had to do with circles. You could draw a square in the circle. All you had to do was fill in as many as possible. So what I'm going to say to you now is to go again. I'm not even going to give you 60 seconds this time. I'm going to give you 30 seconds. Fill it in. Steal my ideas. Steal the pool balls from 1 to 30. Draw a bunch of happy faces. Sad face, neutral face, angry face. Do as many as you can in the next 30 seconds. I am going to now go to attempt number 2. In 3, 2, 1, go. Draw again. No cheating. 60 seconds this time. Now we only need probably 30. You could write a message to me in your circle. Thank you so much, Alien Tree in chat, who wrote me a message. Yeah, Hangul alphabet looks like a good one. Cool. Keep going. You have 15 seconds left. You should probably be done right now. There we go. All right, cool. Oh, we see 30 done? Done. I drew 30 invisible people. They have to be different invisible people, though. And stop. All right, we did 30 seconds extra of drawing. And the unanimous thing in the chat is 29. Done. I'm seeing done all over the place. I'm seeing lol. Excellent. Did 60. Easy peasy. I want to point out something surprising that happens every time this little exercise occurs, which is that assumptions ruin everything. This question, this 30 circles game, has some intentional holes in it. I gave you a clear problem. I said fill in as many circles as you possibly can in 60 seconds. As many as you can. That was it. I deceived you intentionally. I drew more details than I needed to. Why did I, for instance, draw lace on the baseball? Why did I draw all the spines on the Zerg symbol? Why did I draw an angry happy face? Why did I even draw big eyes? I mean, here is those 3 things, again, way more rudimentary, right? But the problem is, when your brain is faced with something where there's not a lot of clear boundaries, you start to fill it in with assumptions. It's so easy to look at the happy face, the Zerg symbol, and the baseball that I drew, and then to say, well, I better think of something different. It's really easy to draw a baseball, and then to draw a basketball, and then to say, well, I shouldn't do a soccer ball. I shouldn't do a tennis ball because I've already done a couple of sports things. It should be kind of different. It's that sort of thing that we hate. It's assumptions that we hate. Assumptions got in the way. They were incorrect assumptions. Assumptions can be the most difficult thing to examine ever. And they're often invisible and really powerful. This is obviously everyone's one of their top 5 scenes in any movie ever. This is from the Indiana Jones, the third one, the last one, because too bad they never made a 4th Indiana Jones movie. In this one, there's this chasm that we're seeing Indy try to get across, and it's so easy to look down that chasm and to say, I should not ever step forward. It will kill me, but we see in Indiana Jones, quite clever. I'm not saying that you should go off and jump off chasms, but the important thing is that that is really hard to do. You can imagine how tough that must have been for Indiana Jones to step onto that bridge in that period of time. So the reason this is so important for us is we are competitive gamers. We like taking our gaming very seriously. And it's an interesting jump when you go from playing a casual game like what we see up in the top left Twister, where you're there to have fun, and you're just goofing around, and there's no real goal, you're just hanging out. But in the bottom right, we see, ooh, look at everyone all serious playing chess. We don't even see any bright primary colors. It's all muted browns and grays. Come on, give me some red, blue, green. No. Only glasses, hunched shoulders, and focus. And of course, the ticking of those chess clocks, which can be very loud if you've ever been to a chess tournament. We want to try to step into that mindset of a competitor. And one of the biggest things that can poison you, again, is that whole notion of assumptions. It almost reminds me of math class. Actually, I'm gonna draw this one out. I didn't make a slide for this. No big deal. I had enough slides where you start out with something like, I don't know, I'm starting it again. Let x be even. The end. Okay. Here's the way that math problems a lot of times work. Here's my flub, here's my mess up, but you get a start of a math problem, and it looks kind of like this. It begins with a statement like, let x be even, or consider two triangles with a 60-degree angle. Suppose we have a prime number called p. It starts with something like that. And then all these dots is us churning through. And then boom, we hit the end of the math problem where we proved a thing. And what people are so often focusing on is this junk right in the middle. How do I solve the problem? What are steps to solving the problem? How do I churn out what I need to? But what I want to focus on instead is this very first little step. Very first little step. The part that no one really wants to focus on. Ha! And that's one of the big fundamentals of math, is being able to start out with the correct assumptions. Cool, now that I've gotten math out of the way, let me talk a little bit about who I am and what my journey was like. This is me and my brother. Oh, yeah, this is awesome. We were recently born. I guess Nick is 8 or so there. I'm 6. Maybe we're younger. And look at us. We just successfully beat the first ever Ninja Turtles game. And we're giving some thumbs up. And look at us. We don't even care. We have these catatonic, dry expressions like, yeah, what? Just original Ninja Turtles on the NES. That game is hard. You should play it today. That game is tough. Badasses starting out young. We just played usual types of games going on. And of course, once upon a time, I was introduced to our good friend, StarCraft Brood War. Began playing that competitively all the way until I ended up going to the whole tournament thing for many, many, many years. This is me in 2006, and you'll recognize the hairdo. I had a little bit more poofy hair. Look at me looking all suave and stuff. Yeah, awesome. And a lot of times what ended up happening when I played Brood War competitively for so long is that it influenced other games for me. It influenced other experiences for me, because Brood War was this stupidly unforgiving, absolutely ridiculously heinous game where if you made an mistake, you were dead, and yeah, there was always a winner and a loser. So you had this instinct to optimize constantly, to constantly try to come up with a new edge, a new way to improve. And this even influenced me when I was playing other games, like one of my all-time favorites, Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Here's an example of what happens when you start playing competitively a lot and you start to shake all these assumptions that have crept into your head. In Castlevania Symphony of the Night, there is a backdash button, where if an enemy swipes at you, you can hit the backdash. Whoa! You dash backwards, avoiding his blow. However, dashing backwards is slightly faster than holding the arrow key to move forwards. Therefore, when my brother and I played through Castlevania, we backdashed everywhere through the castle because it was just a little bit faster than regular walking. And it looked silly, and it looked dumb, and it looked ridiculous. But again, just because it's a dodge attack and a backdash attack doesn't mean that it has to be used for that. That is a poisonous assumption. We used it for movement, and there's no reason we needed to or not to. But it's the sort of thing that will end up being very, very influential when we start trying to do something competitive. So, what we're going to be reviewing is this journey, this idea from stepping away from casual and going to competitor. How do assumptions pollute our learning? How do they get in the way of us getting to where we want to be? How do we answer questions properly without letting assumptions step in the way? How do we ask the right questions is one of the most important things ever, because so often a question that you ask is another way of like that start to the math problem. We just write down the question, we're hoping to chug our way through till we hit a solution, and we're focused all on the chugging in the middle, but we never stop to actually say, are we asking the right thing? Are we examining ourselves in the proper way? Before we begin the assumption part, going through all the assumptions and those associated examples, I want to introduce 3 types of people before we step into break number 1. We're going to introduce the competitors, and I'm sure many of you have read this amazing book. It's called Playing to Win. It's by David Serlin. An amazing read. I strongly recommend buying it immediately. You can get it on Amazon.com. In this book, David Serlin, who is an accomplished Street Fighter player, he actually even did the balance design for Super Puzzle Fighter HD Remix for one of the HD Street Fighter remixes. I can't remember which one because, of course, I'm on the spot, and that's what happens when you're on the spot. And in this book, he introduces this character called the Scrub. This awful, disgusting ghoul, this newbie who will never be able to improve. And what Serlin writes about in there is that the Scrub is someone who is lost before he has even managed to pick up the controller. Before he's even chosen his character, he's trapped by all these rules that he placed down just in his head. Things like when he's in a corner and he's blocking in a 2D fighting game, you can go up and you can throw him. But what the Scrub likes to say is, oh goodness, you shouldn't throw me 2 or 3 times in a row. That is cheap. But of course, good players will just throw the Scrub again, and again, and again, and again, until that Scrub learns a way to deflect that attack. Obviously, you've heard this all the time in your life. That's cheap, that's bullshit, that's this, that's that. None of those things are real. None of them have any meaning when you step into the competitive space. And it's so important not to have that. So we'll talk a little bit about the Scrub. What are scrubby mindsets, or newbie mindsets, or nub, if you're a StarCraft 2 player. We'll talk a little bit about those. And of course, we want to talk about the amazing competitor, the pro, who truly thinks about things properly, who knows how to get it done, who doesn't end up being poisoned by all these assumptions, who looks at a situation properly, looks at the tools that are at his disposal, and selects the appropriate one. But I want to introduce a third character into the equation, someone I call the Faux-Pro, which is someone who's convinced that they get it, who's convinced that they understand it. But they don't. They fall short. They think they have all the proper mindset, but there's just something working against them, or there were all these conditions that were going on. Oh, all of this, all of that. They're the people who tend to plateau in their skill level and can't quite get higher. And that I personally feel is the most dangerous category to fall into, the faux pro. I have seen many people do this, where they will write these elaborate posts and forums about strategy. Well, these are the things I think. These are what I'm doing to improve. Here's my overall goal. But obviously, this and this and this are true, and this or this are true. Therefore, I can't seem to find a way to win. And this can be the hardest shell to break out of. And the only person who's going to help you break out of the shell is you. I don't want you hopping on forums and using this slide as an excuse to be mean by any sense. But it's important that you look inward and make sure that you're not a faux pro, that you're not someone who thinks they get it, but doesn't. We're going to talk about all these three characters as we go through the assumptions and how to break them down in part number 2. I'm going to be stepping away for 2 to 3 minutes per usual, and when we come back, we're going to begin with a riddle. See you in a sec!